Rest.
Foods. Oh, you switched it up. I thought we were gonna be on the same plane of existence. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the Umbral Syndicate D&D adventure with my merry Manda friends. Would someone like to recap what happened last session for a point of inspiration?
I can do it!
Love it. Go.
I can do it! So, after everyone had their individual moment of crises that happened, we went into the secret forbidden area where there was a fire that kind of had a weird color, if I remember correctly. It had like a weird fire color? Question mark. That doesn't really matter though. What matters is that John did not seem to care nor think about anything and just kind of like reached into the fire and pulled out a ring.
John doesn't think.
And everyone was like, that seems real cursed. And it only then occurred to John that maybe it could have been slightly a little bit cursed. Especially since he couldn't seem to take it off no matter how much he tried. And we were like, well, if you start speaking in tongues, that's gonna suck. And John was like, yeah, if that happens, just kill me. And Barian, without thinking, was like, will do. Honestly, Barian was the right choice. But we eventually left that little area to explore the other sections, including but not limited to a gigantic pit of many goblin bodies and probably some other bodies, but just a lot of goblin bodies. That Rowan said a little prayer for, just to be on the safe side, just in case the ghosties try to come and get us. She casted an entire light spell. Thank goodness it did not hit any of the vampires.
Yeah, she bundled up.
It's okay. Listen, nothing happened. It's all good.
Yeah.
And it was really cool.
It was very neat.
Whole
Sam...
bunch of snakes made out of light. Really cool.
Mm-hmm. Searched a few more of the areas, looted some things here and there. Nothing really too fancy. We did find a broken tiara in the Ice Lady's room. Dramatic storytelling right there.
Mm-hmm.
Sam had a heart-to-heart with Elias, being like, bro, I know you said sorry, but maybe you should say sorry a little bit more to Agnes, because she's pretty broken up about being called a monster. And Orlias, I was like, oh no. I should really apologize, but that requires talking, and I'm afraid of screwing it up. Sam's like, don't worry, I'll be there to back you up, homie. And we split off from Orlias as Orlias went to grab the other goblins who were working in the mines, apparently, and to bring them back into town, while we head back into town ahead of him to kind of speak with the goblins, maybe try to smooth things over. We brought back one of the corpses, at least, that were not in the body pit, so therefore it was easier to grab. And it seemed to go relatively okay. You know, they were a little confused, but they were like, well, these guys, if they wanted to kill us, they probably could have, and they seemed nice enough. And it was, it definitely smoothed over when a bunch of their buddies came back. And they're like, thank you for helping us, party time! And we all had a party in the tavern. There was an attempt at a drinking contest at the bar. Gosh, that went horribly
I forgot about that.
Pretty sure that the bottle of maybe it was supposed to be a brandy or something was just rat poison.
Allegedly.
It was so bad that the
Allegedly.
creature that's immune to alcohol
Threw
had,
up.
had one cup and was out.
A surefire win.
Ow. It was rough. That was like the most pathetic drinking contest ever. Kinari sat, excuse me, not Kinari, it's still Nari currently. Nari decided to sit at a table and somehow still managed to find a random baby NPC.
They find me.
Well, details. But Nari seems a little less distressed about random babies suddenly showing up at their table. And just kind of took it in stride. Orlias did manage to apologize to Agnes. Honestly, the conversation was going to be rough regardless, but it seemed to go as well as it could have been. And although tears were shed, it seemed to go mostly okay, and the apology was, I think, pretty much accepted. I don't think Agnes still believes that she isn't a monster, but maybe she's slowly gaining a support system, like how it is in D&D when you have a
Slowly
trem-
gathering hot, tall motherfuckers that are just like, yeah, no, you seem really nice.
Or the very common, maybe she believes that he believes she's not a monster. Maybe.
Oh.
After calling John off from possibly absolutely annihilating Elias because he made Agnes cry. Because John is that kind of big brother energy. Sat down, talked a little bit. The mayor goblin lady was like, "Oh, that's an interesting ring you have there. You know, I think I used to have that ring before." John booked it.
I think she was a little more initially intense than scared John.
It was like a little bit more intense.
Just a little more intense.
It was a little more intense. Regardless, though, John booked it outside. So everybody's like, "Oh, they're gonna try and take my ring." Well, Mayor Lady was like, "Oh, I just wanted to ask him if, like, he had some of the same symptoms that I had. Like, where did he go?"
He ran.
And then, as a beautiful comedic way, one person went out to check on him. Who was first to check on him?
Barry and Fat followed immediately.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was like Barian first to check on him. And then we were kind of like, "Oh, where did he go?" And then who was next? Was it Sam and
Agnes was the next one that
Oh,
came
Agnes. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's right.
Agnes was the next one. And then I believe it was. Was it then Sam afterwards? When did was
I
and then
think
Rowan was
after a
last?
while it was just a whole herd.
Just everyone came out.
First
I
was
think-
Barry and last was Nari. That's all I know.
Yeah,
and then
Nari.
Winston did poke his head out.
Yeah,
That was my
Winston.
debut as Winston.
Winston poked his head out to see what all the fuss was about. John, unfortunately, could not hide tremendously well from his compatriots. But then after all of that, we do have a note to give to anyone at the council back in the city to tell them about Goblin Town that was written by the mayor lady. So that way they can maybe be officially acknowledged as a town. We have that. I believe Nari has that currently.
Fuck if I know, probably.
I believe it was Nari.
You don't want
'cause-
to hear your note taker say that.
Well, the note's probably somewhere in someone's
To be
pocket.
fair, I was not all there last session, so the notes
Oh,
are
that's
not.
right. Yeah.
I believe it was
I still gotta
Nari
go back and
because-
watch it.
I believe it was Nari because Nari did not actually follow the rest of the group until much later, and Nari was the only one that was still
Oh no,
inside.
yes. She gave it to me and like I handed off the baby. We like traded.
Yeah, it was a just trade, a
Mhm.
fair trade. And then we started that it was getting late, and we headed back to Whitewig.
Oh wow! Wonderful job. Take your point of inspiration. All right. So yes, you all head back to the town of Whitewick. It is still bustling, as it looks like, even though it's always night, but it's late at night by the time you return. Probably like, I think it was like early evening, so like 9 or 10, roughly is when you guys get back. The town is still bustling. It looks like the people who work in the mines at night are heading off to work. You guys do run into that bridge where that troll had been. He is gone. Nowhere to be seen.
Oh, we can't pay him.
Yeah. No, it's almost like someone intimidated him and he fucked right off.
Is there a donation box or something?
You just see like footprints going off into the woods, and that's it.
Dang.
So
He'll be fine. We saved his town.
There's no way of knowing how their financial structure is. They could be in desperate need of finances, actually.
If they don't have anyone manning the toll bridge, they can't be that desperate.
We
Anyways.
did this.
What the
We
hell
did
does
this.
that mean?
Simply that if anyone needed money that badly, they wouldn't leave gold on the table.
Oh.
I feel like Winston's starting to think that maybe his inflections are coming off wrong somehow. Maybe that's what it is. It can't be his words. It can't be his words. Maybe his inflections are off.
Well, I'm in a jauntier tune now. Let's keep going.
all right, and so you all head back. Are you guys going to the inn right away, or anyone want to do anything before you guys retire for the evening?
Ah, man, it's a long. Well, okay. If I'm allowed to take some time, man, I got more questions for Nari.
Fair. Very fair.
Yeah, are you asking this like when you get back to the inn, or are you asking on the way?
It's kind of getting late, and there's creatures about. Maybe when we get back to the inn.
Fair. All right, so I will pull us over to the inn. You all arrive back at the inn, and it is a lot more tame. There isn't as many people around. You do hear kind of a raised voice through the doorway. That sounds like the proprietor you spoke with earlier. Just saying, Horace, you gotta leave, man. Just gotta go home, man. Horace. And that's it. That's all you hear out there.
Time to throw out a drunk man.
Yeah, as you guys enter, you just see like this guy right here just drinking, this guy looking exhausted, waiting.
Is it fair to say that Meeples is out for the night?
I mean, if you wanna, he probably would love it.
I
if you
mean, you're
cradled
the one
him.
that shoved him in a pocket dimension when he
Yeah.
was vomiting, sir.
Yeah, maybe
I
you
know.
feel a little bad.
No.
How
No.
am I this attached to this stupid character?
That Squee is too.
Yeah.
But no, I think Winston's gonna let Meeples sleep it off.
You can only assume he's sleeping soundly in his pocket
Sure.
dimension. It's not like an ending spiraling chaos
Oh my god.
of lights.
His pocket dimension is just horrific.
It's just endless spinning.
Air horns and sirens and rave lights constantly.
It's just a YouTube poop video.
It's just Lord of the Rings over and over and over.
Does it look like Horace is going to make any moves whatsoever?
No, as you approach, you do this man probably had been working the entirety of the day before he came to the bar and just started drinking relentlessly. He smells, he looks wasted, and he looks like he is not hearing anything the man behind the counter is saying.
Hmm.
And as you all enter, he'll go, welcome back. Let us know if you need anything. Hope you have a good rest.
Gives a nod.
Winston would nod and say, I too hope nothing befalls you this evening. And we'll start heading this way.
Gives like a tight little smile. Oh, are they back? Oh, okay. Sorry. You see the little Meowis. He runs out. He looks around, looking over at each and every one of your faces, and then he just kind of goes back inside.
Oh,
the baby. The baby. Is Nari and Barian gonna stay outside?
yeah.
Sorry, I'm doing something.
Mm.
You want me to have
More
Nari
important.
model walk? Okay, you got her.
Yeah, there we go.
Do you think things? Oh, she's gone.
They would have stayed with the group. I have things that are covering my screen that I'm trying to get situated.
Okay, I'll
of
move
course,
Nari.
pop-ups.
Yeah, I can move Nari, and as long as you talk, I don't want to do an impression.
How dare
Nari.
you not talk for me?
I'm naughty.
That's certainly not the accent.
Donkey.
No, I feel like that's pretty spot on.
Nari?
Yes.
I know it's kind of late, but is it okay if I keep you up to ask you a few questions?
By all means, I'm sure there's much on your mind concerning this.
Me nods. We'll start going for a table so that we're just not out in the open. We're going to the ones a little bit farther away. Oh, he sees that Agnes is just gonna stand there. He's like, "Wait, should I get up?"
Yeah,
Does she want this chair?
Yeah, as you start to go, she immediately goes, if you wish for privacy, and she starts.
No, No, Agnes, it's perfectly fine. I honestly just thought maybe you wanted this chair.
No.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make certain.
I'll grab a chair from another table and sit down in it at this table.
We have another chair.
You can't just sit on the outside chair. You gotta scoot in.
You have the wallflower in the corner over there.
Were you raised in a bar?
Maybe.
Yes.
Damn.
I don't know. No one's ever asked, have they?
Oh, it's a chair.
Thank you, Barian. So I'm sorry if this comes across rude, but who exactly are you, Nari?
That is a complicated question in some regards.
Is it not one you want to share at the moment?
I have no issue sharing.
Well,
The only ordeal is it is not explicitly mine to share, but I've no doubt that Kanari was planning at some point telling you anyways.
so does Kanari know about you?
She does. Well, in the last couple of weeks, understanding exactly what I am so intimately. I am what is known as a Curie.
I'll roll.
Yeah, I guess can we try some rolls?
Yeah.
I just want to note that Winston originally sat further away, but then when he heard the "What are you?" he subtly moved closer.
Just imagine him vaulting, like leapfrog over the table, sitting down, just like, don't mind me.
Pretty much.
Okay.
History or Arcana?
Yeah, that would be
Yes.
my guess.
No, that's my question.
Oh, you can do
Either
both.
or would work, yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
I will ask this: would nature work?
No.
Yeah, I would agree.
I suppose would maybe give some things away, some or not, but I have advantage against Fae. Fiends are
undead.
Yeah, so.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, alright. I guess I will just do a straight up roll.
I accidentally 2GM'd, that's a 23 Arcana.
Jesus Christ.
You offer me weird and obscure bullshit.
Uh-huh. I expect nothing less.
I got a dirty 6.
I'll get you somewhere.
Yeah.
History or
Somewhere
Arcana?
real slow.
I'll go with history. Why not?
You can do it.
15.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Well, now that bombshell dropped, how's everyone else doing here, huh?
Interesting. Agnes has gone from like leaning in the corner, looking a little sleepy, to fully awake and like paying dead attention to Nari.
Well, I must admit, I don't know that.
I do, but I'm not talking.
Sam just like looks at you with a little bit of confusion, like, what do you mean not like talking? Well, I obviously have more questions, but if this is only half a consent, if Kanari doesn't want this, I don't want to take that from her.
We can communicate in some capacity, but at the moment, with connection being so fresh, it is a little difficult, especially considering her state of mind at the moment. But you are welcome to ask.
Well, I suppose first things first, is it alright to talk about you with Kanari? Should Kanari ever come back?
Yes, she knows of me. She knows what I am. She knows that we are connected.
Alright. And again, I don't know if this is rude, but you say you have a connection, but are you in her mind, or are you someplace else?
Our beings are merged.
When did this happen?
with Canary specifically?
I suppose.
A few weeks ago. Though the cause of this, you will unfortunately have to ask her. That is not something I am comfortable divulging.
That's fair. Where does Canary go?
You can, for the time being, consider it as simply being at the back of her mind. For the time being, I have her what you could consider sleeping.
I'm sorry, John, what were you gonna say?
That was a better question anyways. I was about to ask, were you merged with other people before Canary?
Yes. Though it has only been her lineage.
So this is something in the family?
Yes, I was, when I first came to the material plane, I made more or less a pact of sorts, with her. At this point, oh goodness, about 6 times great-grandmother, somewhere down the line there.
That's quite a bit of time.
I know their family well.
You were not originally from here then?
No. I am from Delcour, the home plane of the Kiori. It is also sometimes known as the region of dreams.
Did you... I'm sorry, again, did you come here willingly to make this pact?
They sigh and sort of contemplate the best way to go about answering that. A very, very long time ago, a war began between the Light Kiori and the Dreaming Dark. And it was this war that knocked our plane of existence from its rotation and in enough of a position that some of us were able to cross over into the material plane. It was only about roughly 70 of us that came over. More or less what was left.
Sorry.
It is not your fault, and it has been a long time since.
So then did you get separated from the others?
In a manner of speaking. The rest of my group, we initially found a sanctuary of monks, and that is where we found people to merge with who are willing.
I see.
As far as falling out of touch, that only went as far as these people and their families moving apart. As Canary is very obviously not a monk.
I'll admit though, I somehow wouldn't be surprised if somehow Canary had some abilities that I didn't know of. We all have a little bit of that in this group.
We've been together for less than a week. It makes sense we wouldn't know everything about you.
Of course.
And we have been with you for only, what, 2-3 days? Something of the sort?
Looks at watch.
Oh, but for some reason it feels like months, doesn't it?
Maybe even years.
Maybe even a year, who knows?
Oh, that's crazy.
Regardless, so I don't know, do you need us for anything? Should we try to... I don't know. Do you need any help in any ways?
I myself do not need anything, no. As far as Kinari and what she may need, that is something you will have to speak with her about.
I see. I just want to make sure that there isn't something I'm missing. The others that merged with other families. Out of curiosity, can you recognize them from like others? Is there any sense? Like if one were to pass by you on the street, would you be able to sense them?
If I'm honest, I'm not certain.
Well, it's good to have you on the team, Nari.
And it is good to officially meet you all.
Rowan gives thumbs up.
Winston, first and foremost, he'd be listening to everything, and he'd be making he's not stealth listening, he's literally just listening. He would notice the pie next to him on the table. He'd snap his fingers, summon meeples onto the table, which I'm assuming, Criana, not in a good state. He'd shove the pie into meeples' hands, eat, rest, and then snap his fingers again, and the imp and the pie disappear.
What the fuck?
And then he would raise his voice. I have a question, if I may ask.
They will shift in their seat to turn back to see you.
You said that you made a pact with her ancestors.
Not a pact per se, more just an agreement that our beings would be merged.
I see. And if this is not a pact, am I correct in assuming that this is not a contract, something that is written down?
No. It is
and
not.
Yet it is maintained for generations.
For instance, when that great-grandmother passed, my essence was already in the blood. So when she had her child, I was technically already a part of her. And so I passed into her once her mother was gone. And then so on and so forth.
Is your agreement binding? Could she break this agreement should she choose?
Do you think this guy has a kink?
The agreement. The agreement was only to gain permission for us to be merged. At this point, we cannot be disconnected. I am as much a part of her as she is a part of me. Were she to die, so would I.
So she has been forced into a pact she cannot break without even a written contract. Interesting.
Less a pact, as I said, more of a symbiotic relationship.
Winston would nod. It can go by many names. I'm simply admiring the complexity of it.
Oh, it's definitely a kink.
A man can be passionate about his job, Piph.
Why are you giving Sam this forbidden knowledge?
I know, it's so bad John's not the one next to you right now.
Winston seems to be thoughtful after that, but not ask any more questions.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna do the joke. Winston, achievement unlocked. Generational wealth. Learn how to do packs with generational.
Out of character, he's like so impressed. He's like, shit, like contracts usually like are just on one person. This person's done it generational, and there's not even like a written sign. Wow.
I got
Yup.
to get me some of that.
My department could like learn things.
Seems that, at least at the moment, we're all good to sleep. Unless something happens in the night. I don't have any more questions.
Perfect. Yeah. So as the conversation sort of comes to a lull, and kind of exhaustion takes over all of you after a very long day of traveling, and then traveling some more, and then fighting, and then having existential crises and all of that fun stuff. You all head upstairs to rest for the evening. Varian, as you're heading up the stairs, you see the young boy Meowis standing on a stool behind the counter, and he's cleaning a glass, kind of like humming to himself, and then he looks up and he sees you and he goes, oh, hey, I was just wondering when you wanted to do have a jam session.
You know, right now would be good, because I don't want to do it in the middle of the night. These guys kind of had a rough day.
Oh, yeah, you guys seemed like you were busy, so I didn't want to say anything. Do you want any drinks or anything, or?
Barry turns to the group.
I'll take a water.
Okay. Kind of looks around.
Winston would say, I bought the pie that was there.
Hi! He like pokes around the corner of the wall. Okay. And you see him run off on all fours as he quickly, very excitedly runs into the kitchen. And he comes out. He comes out. And he hands you a glass of water. All right.
Thank you.
Are you, you're a flautist, right?
Oh, you betcha.
Okay, all right, sweet. This is gonna be really, really, really cool. And he'll pull out a tiny pan flute as he hops onto the table. Okay, what songs do you know? Vlad Bromance by the Gagas, or Punker Face. That one's a good one. You know Vlad Bromance.
Of course I do.
Okay, let's go. Oh, 1, 2, 1, 2. Piph, do you actually think Varian would know that song?
I mean, I know that song. I think Marion would.
Okay, that's fair. You got the reference, so you get to know in character. All right, you can go ahead and roll me a performance check.
All right.
So beautiful.
Let's see what happens if I hit this button. Then I might have to change it later, depending on what it gives me. It's not strength. No, that's not the right one.
Nice. Let me see how well Meowis does. Okay.
How bad is this?
Okay,
It's not great.
that is
Well, what was that?
surprisingly that is my performance. All right.
Yeah. So he goes 1, 2, 3, and Meowis is like kind of bad, but you can see some potential there. Darian is just like squeaking, and like you're not even sure he really knows what song it is.
Oh.
It is jarring
Agnes
on
leaves
ears.
immediately.
You can feel like a headache just kind of prying on your temples, by listening to it. Actually, his father does come out. He takes a look. He sighs, and then he goes back into his office. And yeah, you guys would play Vlad Romance, and he would put, after the song was done, he'd put his flute down, Barry, and you'd still be playing because you were kind of going at a slower speed than what he was going at. And he would go, "Wow, that was really awesome. I don't have a lot of people I could play instruments with, so that was so cool. I can't wait. I'm just so excited. I'm gonna listen, I'll let you know. Once I become a proper, are you okay?"
Yeah.
Like, puts a little paw on your shoulder.
I haven't done this in a while.
"Oh, do you need a, hang on, let me get you water." And he like hops down and runs on all fours into the kitchen. Runs back out.
Geez.
"Here, drink
you.
this."
He's about to down and then goes and looks at it.
It looks probably like water unless you want to roll something.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
You down it. It's water. You're good.
Nice.
This is where you find out Meowis is the BBG. They poisoned you. No.
Vinegar.
You'll have the shits all night.
Oh.
So, the evening ends on a very loud note as all of you retire to bed, I assume. Meowis will kind of give you a thumbs up. He's like, I'm gonna work on my songs I'm writing. He's gonna go behind the counter and hop up and start writing on a piece of parchment. And yeah, that'll end that lovely scene where we head back to Whitewick proper. Out of curiosity, actually, no, this is a good point. I just want to know what. Hang on, let me actually rewind.
You can do it.
Rewind. Where's everyone sleeping? You guys have these two rooms. I just need to know where everybody be sleeping, though. Okay, Slam's on the floor. Varian sleep on the bed. Agnes chair. Canary floor.
Agnes has slept at so many desks, you have no idea. This is her natural habitat.
Now that we're in civilization and in a house, Rowan would have changed pajamas. Instead of like making herself a grave and just flopping inside. So she has some black and violet pajamas.
Aw, cute. Are they silk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's another reason why she wouldn't have put them on before going in the dirt. That's bad.
It's fine.
All right. So, Nari, are you on the floor then?
Yeah, Nari will just curl up on the floor.
Okay.
It's a good thing too, because Rowan's like starfish and taking up as much space as possible.
Yeah, that's why we said you should have the bed. Also, John will take one of the two pillows from that bed, though.
By all means.
Is John also going on the floor?
Yeah, John will sleep on the floor.
Okay, gotcha. All right, awesome. So yes, you all retire for the evening. Some of you changing into your jammies. Others too tired, too worn out from the long day that you had to just going right to bed. So you all get a restful night's sleep. For no reason, can you all roll me a Constitution saving throw? All right, were we all back?
For now.
Roll a die.
Yes.
You guys want to roll more dice? You can roll more dice for me. It's fine.
Oh, there's my good roll.
Not for me.
Yeah, banger.
Who are we banging?
Oh,
The door.
Nobody, apparently.
hell yeah! Aw. Oh yeah. Does
Oh.
anyone want to have like a BioWare romance scene? Well,
God, no.
We'll bang, okay?
bang. Okay.
Winston
I'd
wakes up
rather-
to me stroking his arm and me intensely staring at the ceiling.
That sounds more like a Saints Row 4 romance.
Holy shit!
Oh,
Whoa, whoa. Why is Nari
Somehow
so-
Nari ends up in
Okay.
the bed. That's crazy.
Excuse me, pardon me. I'm just.
Excuse me, is Nari and
just gonna-
Rowan doing something in the bed while
Oh,
John is having
That's
a...
that's what it was. It wasn't Kinari and Rowan. It was Nari and Rowan.
There. God, it's just like that one scene of Assassin in Love.
just poor John just on the floor. One like he wakes up from whatever nightmarish dream he had and is hearing something happening on that bed.
I'll be honest, probably not the first time that's happened to him.
And he has to sit there and wonder, should I just continue to lay down on the floor like I haven't noticed anything, or should I try to leave?
he has to like
He's a
army
rogue.
crawl
He can
out of the
stealth
room.
out.
I think John would have enough confidence in his quietness. He's like, I'm just gonna get the fuck out of here. I'm not gonna be allowed to join this one.
All right. Since we're all back, as night comes to an end and morning comes into existence without any light, one of you wakes up first, and I will let that person explain what they do.
Well, considering Barry with his ripped a one last night and everyone's having to deal with the fallout, I feel like Barry should go first.
I'm assuming it's Winston.
No. Very early in the morning, like before the first rays of dawn.
If they did happen, hypothetically, before the first rays of dawn.
The first room here would get a knock on the door. It is morning, everyone. Time to ring. We must do team building.
No.
Winston will like knock on the second door and kind of repeat it.
Opens the door. What are you doing?
Completely unfazed. Gathering everyone for calisthenics.
Huh. Why?
Because it promotes teamwork.
Huh. Squints again. Why? Why are you trying to
theory.
build a team thing going on? What's your angle?
Winston would nod as if this is a perfectly reasonable question to ask. I have noticed that while your group is very effective in combat, they don't work well as a unified team. Everyone seems to do what they are best at without considering how they might aid others best. I think perhaps some team building exercises might be very beneficial.
I mean, if they're up for it, sure.
He nods. It is, of course, voluntary, but highly recommended.
Looks over at the other two. How are they doing?
Agnes is immediately up. She is not bright-eyed or bushy-tailed, but she is awake.
Sam heard Barry go at the door. Just shot straight up.
Grabbing for sword.
Yeah. Blinks. Yeah, I can do that.
Winston would like knock on the first door again. We will be downstairs if you wish to better yourselves.
Damn.
I'm good.
I feel so bad saying this stuff. So Winston would go downstairs and start like pushing like this. How do we hang on? I forget how to.
You hold down.
Yeah, this one. Pull this, push this table out of the way to make a clear space, and then anyone who's willing, he has them all line up and think like You know, in Japan, before they start work for the day, they all go outside and do calisthenics. It's the exact same thing. He attempts to lead whoever's willing in
It's
a
like-
series of non-taxing stretching exercises.
Yeah, it's like elementary school PE.
Yeah, exactly. And even just the and 1 and 2 and 3. You're not
Hang
leaning
on.
low enough, Agnes. And 4.
Hang on.
and 5.
I feel like Sam, Barian, and Agnes should roll athletics right now. I'm just saying.
Okay. Absolutely, you do. Oh my god!
God.
Flex.
Winston is very. Hang on.
Winston, come on.
Winston, come on.
Yeah. Hang on.
Practice what you preach. Let's see that natural one.
See your natural
Pulls the
one.
hamstring.
Outclassed.
He's doing better than he does. He's so proud. It's already borne so much fruit, and it's only the first time.
I taught them that.
John will groggily wake Rowan up.
It's gonna take a bit because unfortunately she's in a bed, so she's comfortable.
I feel like it's gonna get to the point where he's almost pushing you out of the bed.
Yeah. Let's just say he does.
Okay.
And she's gonna flop. And then her head's gonna poke up. What?
Winston is saying something about team building exercises happening downstairs right now.
Okay. She's gonna look over towards Kanari. Is Kanari asleep?
I think for reasons they probably would be.
Okay. Hey, John,
Mm-hmm.
are you gonna stay in here?
Oh, I'm staying in here.
Okay. I'm sorry. Cast blindness on you?
What? Again?
Yeah. And then she's gonna change.
I could have just closed my eyes. I'm a gentleman.
I've known you for
Can't be
2
trusted.
days.
I wouldn't
Actually-
do that to you if you asked me to look away.
Oh, good to know.
You guys are on day number 6, actually. Yeah, 6.
Regardless, John is gonna climb into the bed, pull the covers over, and go back to
You
sleep.
guys are actually doing very well if you're only 6 days old.
Yeah.
Well,
you.
she's gonna change and then release the spell, essentially. So you can have the bed by all means.
Yeah, no.
Then she's gonna put on her mask and head down.
Nari, are you waking up at all during this? Or Nari, sorry.
I think there's enough
eventually-
noise that she could have.
Yeah, so they would probably start to rattle.
Oh no, a naked lady.
Oh no, my worst
No.
nightmare!
Oh no.
Let me look away!
oh,
Blindness.
let me.
I guess I chose the wrong person to cast that spell on.
Alright.
It's always the quiet ones.
Actually,
Hold on, Agnes.
you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna roll a d20 real quick.
Oh dear.
She's too groggy, she doesn't put her mask on.
Have fun.
So she's just gonna stumble down the stairs.
He just rolls down the stairs.
Face plants.
Rowan, as you come down the stairs, you see Agnes, Sam, Barian, and Winston line up, and it looks like they're doing like some sort of squat in like
It's
hand
lunges.
push-
It's lunges with hands on hips, so like the elbows
yeah.
are extended and they're
Uh-huh,
lunging
uh-huh.
forward.
Mhm.
And they're doing a better job than Winston.
Their form is immaculate.
But what is... Why? Just...
I don't know.
Team
Okay.
building.
How
Right, team
how does
building.
this build a team?
Agnes slowly bends around Sam to look over at Winston.
Still in the position.
How
Winston
does
nods.
this build teams?
Winston nods as if this is a question that he has been prepared for, right? Teamwork is really just another name for understanding each other on a deep level. By doing the same exercises in synchronicity over the course of months or even years, you can begin to anticipate each other's movements and even thoughts, so that when you're in battle and one of you performs an action, the others can naturally anticipate and support it.
Huh. Alright then. I'm gonna try and do the same pose.
Proud. I just want to say, in every campaign Winston's ever been in, he's never gotten these many people to do it.
Oh, she fucking pulled something.
It's always been Bambi and Meeples, and that's it.
Oh no, Rowan.
Oh no!
Oh.
Snaps in half.
She's still too groggy, so she tries to do the pose and just falls on her face. Like, pushes her weight too far forward, loses balance, face plants.
What's worse is like you're right in the doorway, so like you face plant kind of into that wall. So you're just kind of like,
Ow.
Can't do it.
You maybe eat before. Perhaps you have low blood sugar.
Probably low blood. Period.
Oh. That too.
Fine.
Go over here.
What's the?
I'm sure that's nothing to be concerned about for Mr. Catman.
Is Meowth like tattling on Rowan's face?
Winston would quietly ask Marion to continue the exercises and then sit down across from Rowan. That is nothing to be ashamed of.
Right.
Building teamwork can take time, and acknowledging our failures is the first step to becoming successful.
I haven't eaten. I
Do you
don't
require
think
f-
that's really a.
And
I'll be
strike a
fine.
pose.
Don't worry about it.
Winston nods. Yes, breaking fast is also important.
What?
One for the lesser illusion.
Winston's so proud.
Agnes raises a hand in the background.
I don't have that spell.
I should point out, especially to Rowan, Winston looks happy.
I'm gonna cast another spell. So she's going to take out a vial of what appears to be like 5 or 6 orange pips that are covered in a red-like substance, probably blood. She's gonna tip one out into her hand, seal the vial, and put it back into her pocket. And then, after saying some words, doing some hand waves, all of that, it's going to grow into a giant orange that's the size of a pumpkin. She's gonna take out a little metal straw, stab it in, and start sucking the juice out of it.
Whoa! You just see like Meowis from across the room.
Yeah. Hey, Mavis.
Hi! Good morning. Yeah, you, do you guys need food or, what are you doing?
Team building.
Winston would see this, stand up, attempt to put a hand on your shoulder and say, "It's not important if we fall down. It's important that we get back up."
I don't need
Not-
this.
Mr. Moon.
Like he nods because he's not sure how to respond, so he just nods.
I'll be
and heads
fine.
back over
Don't
to the
worry.
group.
She looks so confused. But she's gonna go back to her. What is essentially good berry. But for
Nice.
vampires. They
Yeah.
called it blood orange.
Oh, that's amazing.
I really like all of the tilting of the icons as you guys do those things.
Very important.
So, John and Kanari, what are you guys up to while all of this is happening? Anything going on up there?
Unless Nari says anything, John's probably just gonna be trying to get like 30 more minutes of sleep.
Roll a constitution save to see if you get only 30 minutes or if it somehow turns into an hour.
They will just be. Oh no. We're up there for as long as we're up there.
It's the opposite. He only got 1 more minute.
So yeah, you guys, you do hear a lot of ruckus. At some point, you do come down as,
Yeah.
the sense of cooking food and activity down below.
John, you would notice that the eyes are no longer glowing, and that demeanor is definitely no longer as self-assured as it was the previous night.
John will kind of hesitantly look and go, "Good morning, Kanari."
Her head darts over in your direction. Oh, good morning. How? Looks around the room, confused.
I believe your friend Nari took over for a little bit.
Oh,
They introduced themselves to us.
I see.
You, you didn't miss too much after the battle, at least. Just eating and traveling, not much more.
Good. That's Sorry, I don't know. It's fine.
You can have all the privacy you want in regards to this. At least for me, I can't guarantee you won't get questions from others.
Thank you.
Well, do you think they're done with their team building exercises? Whatever the fuck that means.
I suppose there's only one way to find out.
Oh, I wouldn't mind some food anyways. Let's go. And I guess at that point we would go downstairs.
Perfect. So yeah, you guys, as you all are finishing up your calisthenics,
Mr. Snips took over the routine.
You guys get down and we're all in a crab stance.
Yeah, we are.
yeah.
I'm going to say not done.
It's too early for this bullshit.
Breakfast.
Yes, please.
Good
morning.
Good morning.
1,
Good morning.
2, and 3, 4.
So, as you all wake up, how many of you are eating, would like to purchase food, or just get on going?
I raised my hand as if that matters.
Awesome. So it's 4 silver pieces. If you want food, go ahead and deduct it. For those of you who eat,
Okay.
hopefully y'all eat.
Yeah.
I
Gonna
do.
eat. Yeah.
Yeah, food.
As you all finish eating and prepare to leave, you all, I would assume, head back to Elijah's home, unless something has changed in your plans. Go ahead and
We leave
speak now.
without him.
You could. I mean, you really could. Ain't no one holding you hostage.
I am.
We're just gonna hold him hostage.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to is the question.
Yes. What are we talking about?
Yes, we want him to come with us. No, we're not actually holding him hostage.
Okay, great.
Voice
So
of reason.
you all head back to Elijah's home, and as you approach, you see a wagon standing out side of it. And you see a man. He looks like a merchant, maybe. He's moving boxes around in the wagon, and he goes, "Oh, hello. I take it you're the ones Elijah was talking about. Rickmo Mosshart at your service." And he walks over and he gives you all a hearty handshake. He's what
I suppose
else?
that would be us.
An extravagant like garb, bright purples and greens and oranges, and very lean, scrawny. And he nods to you all. Elijah reached out to me and said that you all are heading to Meyerfell, so I thought I'd give you a lift. How does that sound?
That sounds amazing.
Does sound pretty good. We do have a few goats.
I mean, they can come with.
Well, they're rentals. They have to.
Oh, you got. Oh, okay. You got the. Gotcha. Those are some fancy goats. Those are some good goats. They're expensive. They're expensive in the city. Good for you guys. Yeah. Let me go grab Elijah, and we can get going. Unless you guys had anything to do to finish up here.
No, I don't think so.
Perfect. And he walks into Elijah's home, and that's the man. I think I showed.
All right.
I revealed him. And you all gather up. Elijah greets you with a grunt, and his granddaughter runs up to Agnes. Crab?
Agnes will reach into her hood and produce Crab.
And she pets it, and then she kind of does a little leap and then starts skipping off, still wearing the fairy wings. And you all gather into the wagon and begin your travel back to Meyerfell.
With the goats, right? We didn't leave the goats behind.
You left the goats behind. No, you guys would
Grenadine!
you guys would pick up the goats on your way. Yes.
I will say, whenever oh god, what's the granddaughter's name? Little baby.
What is her name?
Small infant child.
Where is she? Lillian.
Whenever Lillian is moving or walking around or dancing, oh little baby. Agnes will use her dancing lights and make it look like little fairy dust lights are coming off of her wings. They'll blink on and off to mimic glitter.
She's eating it up. She loves it. All right, perfect. So yeah, you guys gather your goats. You see that he is I created him and I immediately forgot his name. Rickmo has 2 bisons attached to his wagon. And you add your goats along front with Grenadine leading, because Grenadine seems to have the most. Sorry, a husband is creepily coming behind. So I kind of want to know, what's everyone's placement? This wagon is big enough that it could fit all of you. Elijah seems pretty keen on actually driving the wagon himself.
I don't know, Grandpa. When's the last time you had a driving assessment?
His eyes have never been better.
Doubt.
That's even more concerning. His eyes
That
just
feels
gotten
like a
worse.
lie. I feel like at least one person should be on each of the goats, but we don't need to double up on the goats anymore.
The goats are actually attached to the wagon now.
Oh,
They're
okay.
helping
So we
pull it.
don't have to worry about them going away.
Right,
like
yeah.
lift it up and then move it along.
So basically, we're all pretty much in the wagon. It's just seating placement in the wagon.
I call second shotgun.
Oh no. Is there a... Yeah, there's a map. Uh-oh.
It's fine!
It's fine.
Time to fight.
It's fine!
What would ever go wrong on a map?
Not even one.
Well, I feel like
You guys
Barrington
act
should
like
be
I
next
don't
to
put
Winston
you guys on
because
maps to just talk.
I feel like Barrington should be next to Winston because they're buddies.
Yeah, I'll switch with you.
But if they sit
excuse
next
me?
to each other, it's going to be a space heater.
Excuse me,
That's
Winston
too hot.
is buddies with everyone.
All right.
I was saying earlier, like a few days ago, man, if we just hand wave that thing, that just makes everything like much more sinister. Like hand waving straight back to the city, that makes everything so much sinister because there has to be something on the way back. There has to be. Right?
But you don't,
Otherwise,
you don't trust
something
the wood
big
elf?
is gonna happen in,
You don't
in
trust
the city.
Mr. Wood Elf who looks like Tingle?
Yep.
He is Tingle. Yeah.
Hot Tingle, your area.
You gonna sell me a map, bitch?
Oh.
No, anyways.
So, as you all are sitting there, and Mr. Tingle will go ahead and we'll close the door. It's cold out there.
True.
It would be, I guess, a relatively quiet ride. There's books behind John, so anyone who wanted to read could. Of course, being a good merchant, Rickmo would show you his wares, and he'd go through them and
Oh shit.
tell you to ask questions if there's anything you would like.
Oh my god, a ring of warmth.
What are you buying?
What are you buying?
Different campaign, I'd be all over that.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Who wants to roll me a d20 for your trip?
I can
Not
roll it.
me.
Roll.
Let's go! 16!
That's not bad. Hopefully.
Let's hope that's good.
Wow.
You find a false hydra.
It finds you.
You guys
Actually, real quick, Agnes would want to keep Mr. Snips on or by Elijah up front so that they can
Oh.
have an early warning system. Just in case.
keep an eye out for like a life alert type situation.
Yeah. She takes her scarf, makes a little nest, and then settles him in there, and then gives him a little blanket on top.
See, the crab is like a dog that would be in the car,
Yeah.
just out the window.
As Mr. Snips kind of crawls around and sits next to Elijah, you would just hear Elijah just kind of talking to himself about nothing in particular, just kind of like just sort of muttering to himself like he's thinking aloud. What old people do generally.
Don't I know it?
So the 8 hours pass for your first leg of the trip. The animals start showing signs of fatigue, and you guys can choose to push through it, but Rickmo and Elijah would opt to call it here for tonight and rest.
Yeah, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna keep a chain on Rowan for tonight. Listen, you're not wandering off again, bitch.
Oh, actually, chains will kill me.
Oh. Well,
Saying they don't excite you?
Some people are
Anyways.
just allergic.
Careful,
Um,
Rihanna.
Woo!
Okay, moving on. Is anyone staying up for watch, or is everyone gonna just?
Oh, we're having a watch.
Yeah,
yeah.
we should have watch pairs.
Winston would be happy to take first if everyone's tired.
Does anybody trust me for watch anymore?
If you have
Not
a
alone.
Don't worry, Burn. Winston never trusted you for watch in the first place.
My incident happened before you even joined the party.
I know.
Who has dark vision? Who doesn't again?
I do.
I have dark vision.
I do not.
Wasn't there a third person? Is it just the two
Does.
people?
Doesn't seem like it.
Okay, I thought we had 3 people who had dark vision.
Agnes
there's
says.
Rowan.
I'm counting Rowan.
Oh, wait.
There's Rowan. I forgot immediately who said yes. Rowan and Sam, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
Winston
Agnes.
offered first, but he can take a later shift. He doesn't mind.
I'm more just trying to pair up like people with non-dark vision with people who do have dark vision. That was my thought.
Also, if it matters, Winston will have meeples with him, so you can count them as a pair.
I will not.
Okay.
Meeples is useless. We all know that.
Meeples is very good at.
I'm back.
Meeples can give advantage on. Wait, can you give advantage on perception? I don't think you can. actually.
Body is here.
Hang on.
What are you looking at me for?
Nope, he can't give 8 on perception.
That's what I thought.
You kidding me?
All right. To make things quicker and easier, because we will all be generally okay with our pairings.
Yeah.
I'll be selfish. I'll pair up with Agnes.
Oh.
I mean, I'm just picking someone.
Oh.
I guess Kinari and I are pairing up. I guess.
Yeah,
I guess so.
it can be everyone who's across from each other.
Yeah.
Darian and John, let's go.
Let's go.
And then Winston can be with the weird little elf guy.
Yeah, Tingle.
Yeah,
Hey, how's it
cool.
going? Oh wait. Oh, not me. I'm not an elf. What am I talking about? Sometimes I like to pretend I am.
As we don't know each other well, I feel it is polite to inform you that if you attempt to betray or kill me, I will punish you.
Kinky.
Hot.
All right.
Leave Winston alone.
Okay.
Never.
That's not what he does.
All right. So, first watch is Agnes and Sam then.
Sure.
Okay. So you guys can go ahead and position yourself where you would like the watch to be. I would assume not in the wagon, but you never know.
Just spend the whole time inside. Yeah, no, nothing happened. It was
No
crazy.
windows.
Perfect. What do you mean the animals got eaten?
And for the sake, the warm fin. You got everyone can still see, right? With Mr. Snips, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So you go ahead and step outside. Despite what the map may show, it is not snowing right now. But there
Are we
is
still
quite.
on the road, or did we pull off like into
kinda-
like an area?
You guys are just kind of like pulled out into an alcove, sort of
Okay.
place. I mean, it's a mountainous terrain. You're on a
Yeah.
fairly, I mean, you know, decently wide, like wide enough that you're not going to go careening off. And yep, you step outside. The wind is gently blowing the snow across the tracks that you have left, and you can go ahead and roll a perception check at any time.
Wow.
Yikes.
Sam is cold.
Sam's a little distracted, apparently.
Checking out that butt. No, sorry. Sorry.
The crab
Sorry.
butt?
I had the crab butt. Just,
Yeah, the crab.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
The crab does exercises.
I'm just picturing a crab with like a really like accentuated SpongeBob butt. Okay, great. Is there anything you would like to do during this time as you take your first watch?
I assume Agnes is going to be quiet. Agnes seems like the type to huddle into a little ball and be quiet. But maybe this is my guess is wrong.
You see, she keeps kind of like fidgeting a little bit. It's clear that she's a little bit distracted. She keeps like glancing into her bag at several of the books and then closing the bag again, just like, nope, I gotta focus. And you well, I suppose potentially not, but she is actually quite often pulling the necklace out of her pocket that Orlias had given her, and just kind of rolling the locket over in her hand.
He looks at it. He doesn't know what it is, so he asks, "Is that yours?" I haven't seen that locket before.
I suppose it was a gift. Orlias gave it to me.
Oh. Kind of shifts. Sorry, considering John's recent new jewelry piece that seems a little bit cursed, I suppose I was curious.
She pauses, her hands like still on the locket, and it's just like, I hadn't considered that. She holds it out to him for a moment, kind of like offering if he wants to take a look at it.
He will take it just to like give it a little once over.
If you... Apparently the magic of it is that if you think of someone and you feel a pulse, it means that they care for you. He wanted to reassure me that I was not a monster because monsters are not love.
He seems to look and consider you. I want to try to see if he can roll any insight. You're saying like this was all because he wanted to assure you that you're not a monster. So he's trying to suss out whether it worked or not.
It seems to, in a way, at least be comforting, but it's definitely not, like, completely taken away any of her anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
It's very clear that this is something that she's struggled with for a long time. So it feels like kind of a very small reassurance, but it's also it's a very David and Goliath, of just like, this is a tiny gesture that is in the wake of something she has existed with.
He mulls that over and looks back to the locket in his hand, kind of considering it. That seems like almost a terrifying power.
She very readily nods at that. I'm just glad that I have someone that it does work for.
So you have tried it?
She nods. It is not something that I doubt.
As he hands it back over to you.
She takes it back and kind of squeezes it in her hands and feels the pulse. I never needed to doubt if Granny loves me because she chose to keep me. She did not have to. She's never had to.
Tilt's head. She chose to keep you?
She nods.
Limit to a little bit of curiosity and what that means, but I don't want to pry.
I'm so sorry to keep doing this to you. Roll me a persuasion.
Please.
This is your moment.
Please cry. No.
Hang on, I got an inspiration.
Oh my god!
Do it.
Hang on. Hang on, I gotta.
Natural 20, here it comes.
Come on.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's pretty good.
That's
Pretty darn
actually
good.
exactly what you needed. Holy shit. She looks up from the necklace and meets your gaze. She found me.
Were you lost or were you abandoned?
Her expression falters a little bit. I do not remember, but one might assume that an infant left in the woods was not misplaced.
Typically not. And I am glad you found a good home.
She nods. Love has never been something that Granny lacks. And she hugs the necklace close to her chest. I suppose the real question is whether I deserve it.
I suppose I can't speak for her, but if it helps any at all, I think you deserve to know that you are loved. I think the world has been keeping that from you.
She actually shakes her head at that. It is not my right to demand something that one is not willing to give.
No, I suppose not. But I think the world would be rather lonely.
She actually turns towards Sam. Did you try to think of someone when you held the necklace?
She frowns and shakes his head. It's a bit scary too.
She kind of blinks at that. Why is that?
Oh, you actually see him hesitate.
You are clearly very well liked by many. I can't imagine that would be something you would worry about.
He breathes in the cold air that seems to fill nothing in his lungs. Well, not exactly. I suppose I can't say for certain of all the people I've met in my life. We're never certain about stuff like that, I suppose.
There is not even one.
No.
She looks genuinely sad at that.
Most of anyone that I was sure about ended up really not being the case. Well, I suppose there might be one other, but I don't think she would care much for me these days.
She takes a step forward and holds out her hand to you.
Seems to... He's surprised because Agnes almost never extends touchies. And he will take it.
She takes his hand and turns it with the palm up and very gently places the necklace back into his hand. Perhaps it's worth asking.
Will it be strong enough? But if it's a wrong answer, I'm honestly not too sure if I can really go through that again.
It is up to you. But if you believe that I am deserving of love, I would imagine the truth is tenfold for you.
You will look at it. Criana. He thinks of his sister.
Sam, you grab the necklace from Agnes and you rest the pendant, the heart, in your palm. You wrap your fingers around it, and you begin thinking of your sister, memories you have growing up, and in your hand, the pendant is cold. And then, after a moment, it starts to feel warm. There's a warmth to it. And very faintly, you start feeling a pulse in your hand.
Oh no!
Oh, well, that's a bit of a relief.
Agnes, what do you do? Agnes, what do you do? She very gently reaches out and, kind of mirroring what you have done for her, but so much shorter, she takes the folds of her cloak and wraps them around you and pulls you into a hug.
Thank you. And I'll give Mr. Snips also a tiny little pat.
Oh.
These little eye stalks wrap around your finger.
No. And eventually, after, honestly, I'm sorry if you are trying to be super gentle. Sam, big man, bear hug.
Yeah, she doesn't really know the rules of engagement when it comes to hugging, so she just pretty much lets him take the lead. Like, she doesn't know how long this needs to be for. She's just like, all right, I'm here. I guess I'm here.
Eventually, he honestly doesn't cry for terribly long. He kind of pulls himself together a bit. There's like you kind of, he has like a little bit of tear still in his eye, but like it's no longer completely running down his face at this point. And he hands it back.
She takes it and puts it back away in her pocket.
It's only a matter of holding on to that.
If you should need reminding, you need only ask.
Thank you again.
She nods.
Well then, I guess we're both not alone, huh?
So it would seem.
He just kind of breathes in.
As a comfortable silence falls upon you both, with both your minds thinking of those in your life that are very important to you, your watch comes to an end, uneventful. And next up, I believe, is Rowan and Kanari.
Oh, okay.
Unless someone else wanted to take watch. I believe everyone's taken a watch at some point, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yes.
Holds the door open.
Oh, thank you.
Meeples is just like curled up in between Darian and Winston, sleeping like a cat.
Holds the door open.
Wow, I sure can't see shit out here. Like, where the fuck did Rowan go?
That'll help a little bit.
No, hey, no. We gotta close the door. We gotta give them
The
privacy.
soft glow of Mr. Squee.
What if they also need a hug?
Oh. You wanna...
I'm expecting at least one character to cry through each and every of these.
You want to take bets on if it's Winston or Twinkle Toes over there?
My money's on Winston.
My money's on Meeples.
I was gonna say.
Probably
Meeples
gonna
is a
be,
safe
yeah.
bet.
Out of the three. Alright. Canary and Rowan, why don't you go ahead and roll me a perception?
I'm going to cast light. Just so
Thank
I
you.
can actually do something.
I was gonna say that. Yeah. That dank disadvantage.
Perception or investigation?
I would
Your
say
crow can help with perception, I think.
yeah,
My
I would
crow
say-
can.
I mean, it's up to you. Investigation, I would say, is more like narrowed focus on.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'll bring out my crow. Bring out Arvis. He's my favorite.
Godspeed.
And yes, he does have perception. So I will give myself advantage with my crow. Bam.
Oof.
All right. Perfect. Now, during this time, do either one of you say anything or communicate with each other?
I'm mostly gonna be like looking out. So if you want to talk to me, that's fine. Is this gonna be a silent thing?
I think it might end up being. I don't have anything
Totally
to talk
fine.
about.
That's
Several
totally
many
fine.
awkward hours later.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Just
like
chilling.
an occasional like, oh, yeah. All right, perfect. So you guys look around, keep watch. Rowan, you notice you think you hear some vermin, animal life, mostly coming from the goats and the bison, but also out in the wilderness, but nothing that you would deem large or dangerous from what you can tell.
Okay.
And that's all that happens. Otherwise, it's very uneventful as your watch comes to a close. And
I think for the most part, she's just gonna be playing with her bird. Like, find a stick, throw the stick, have
sure.
Arvis bring it back.
so yeah, you do find a stick,
Mm-hmm.
and you play fetch with your bird. And go ahead and just roll me. What would be like catching a stick in the air check? That'd
Sleight
be
of
like
hand?
Sleight of
sleight of
hand.
hands. Yeah, you're right. Thank you.
Arvis doesn't have that.
Well, go ahead and roll a d20 and let's see what happens.
He does have a +2 to Dex, so I'll roll that. Is that fine?
Yeah, that's totally fine. So Arvis is maybe it's just like the wind. It's a little breezy up here. He just can't quite seem to time it right. He doesn't catch it once during your stakeout outside.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. He's still happy to grab it, bring it back.
Oh yeah, he's loving it.
Mhm.
He's having a great time. All right, perfect. So yeah, your watch would come to an end, and next would be Barry and John.
I'll hold the door open again.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, if John will actually leave. Nope. John, leave the house.
You can do it, John.
John.
John, you
It
can't
was
leave.
legit getting like
John,
stuck in the corner somehow. Once John is out, he will light up his sword as a light source.
What's that
Fun.
again?
That
20 foot?
is, I
No,
think it's
way more.
A
It's way
big
more.
fucking light source.
Yeah.
40-foot radius with an additional 40 as dim light.
Okay.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
That's all he's got.
That's all he's got.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then another 40 for dim, did you say?
Yeah.
I'm gonna check on the girls.
Yeah, as you come around, the bison closest to you is laying down. As you approach, he kind of looks up at you. Grenadine is, you know, like those fainting goat things where they like lay
Yeah.
on their back and their arms are straight out. Grenadine's doing one of those.
Didn't we have 4 goats?
Thank you.
Oh no, we did have just 3. Never mind.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. 2 shared, and then Roan got 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you guys can go ahead and give me a perception.
Which one? Sorry. Perception.
Perception. Yeah, sorry. I had to say it like a little baby.
17.
Wooden
Yes,
proper.
All right, perfect. Anything you two want to discuss during your watch?
How are you holding up, John?
Better than you would think.
I think a lot of things.
That does not surprise me. You don't give me the impression of head empty. You give me the impression of there's too much.
Little column A, little column B.
Sure, you're still smarter than me. John's just kind of slowly patrolling, or he can still hear you.
He gives a deep, solemn breath as he still is steaming. You can tell that like pretty much all around him is like pretty hot.
Do you just run a perpetual fever?
Oh, no. So you try to get everything out of every spell you can. Prestidigitation's got quite a bit. Out on snowy, cold, unisolated areas, make your nice little robe toasty.
Oh, so you're just using magic to make your clothes warm.
Yeah.
That's neat.
I could do it to you if you're cold. Probably not because of the sword.
Sword's doing. I think the sword gives off heat.
It's fire.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was...
It doesn't necessarily say it does give off heat, but yeah, it's just literal fire. I think it will give off some.
Yeah, if it does burning damage,
Yeah.
I would hope.
No, I'm doing pretty good right now.
Good. Been a while since we just had some time to relax. It's quite nice in the wagon.
It's definitely much more calm. Don't have to worry about much.
True. All right. He sets up next to the cart and just kind of like starts just panning his head back and forth to see if he sees anything.
Mm-hmm. John will kind of keep patrolling.
Okay. So yeah, you guys, by far the most competent group yet.
I hate that it doesn't surprise me, though.
You both keep a watchful eye out on the snowy, wintry landscape. And once again, every now and then you hear movement from the bison and the goats as they stir in their sleep. Little critters wandering by, not too often, but every now and then, some rustling in the bushes. And you get to a point where your watch comes to a close.
Nice.
I believe that leaves us with the last three.
John will turn off his sword before getting into the cart,
Oh.
obviously.
God has to do that for John.
Just like it's like walking into a dark room with your phone light on. Just like,
Oh fuck, man! Turn it off.
Oh my
Turn it
god!
Oh,
Everyone just
Not
that much of an asshole. Not that much, you see.
Apparently, I cannot control the meeples.
Why can't you control the meeples? That's okay.
no
That's fine.
meeples for you.
I've been
This-
trying for years. Meeps can't be controlled.
Meeples just hops down. He's once again not flying. He's just using his little footsies.
I love that he never flies, even though it's so much more convenient.
He wants to play in the snow.
We all know that's not why.
So, you all come out, and Rickmo looks really sleepy, like he is maybe not a morning person, but he begrudgingly comes out in the cold, and you see him kind of like wrap a blanket around his shoulders as he looks out.
The hour before dawn is always the darkest. I believe they made a saying after that.
Actually, I think isn't it the lightest with the moon? Darkest, no.
I don't think they meant literally.
Gotcha. Cute kid, by the way. He kind of motions down some meeples.
Winston
your eyes.
would put a hand and like scratch Meeples behind the ears.
Yeah, right there.
So, I have not done many watches, but from what I understand, this is a moment for the sharing of heartfelt feelings and deep conversations.
Oh. No.
Cut to like an hour later. Everyone seems to think that I'm so stoic, but I have passions too.
You're not that stoic. I think you wear your emotions on your sleeve.
Was that Meeples?
Yeah, I think so.
Shush.
Remember to roll your perceptions.
Yeah, I was gonna say we gotta roll our perception.
That's like the idea that like he just thinks it's like, you know, this is when you talk about yourself.
Well, here will be for meeples.
Wow, I can't wait to
Oh,
die because
boy.
of the NPC.
Yay!
Oh my gosh.
Yay! He's
Wake up
never been
tomorrow
on watch
morning.
before. He's never done this.
That's fine. So yeah, during that time, you guys attempt to keep watch. Rickmo looks very uninterested in assisting. He's kind of giving like some cursory glances, but he seems more focused on you and Meeples. And really after about like 15-20 minutes, he finally goes, "So what's up with your group? Sort of an interesting collection of individuals."
Winston would nod. Yes, I've gotten very lucky.
You known them for a long time?
A day.
Huh.
No, 2 days. My apologies.
Cool. He puts his hands in his pockets. So, you interested in any of the stuff I got in there? Out of curiosity? My wares?
I am. Unfortunately, I am also poor.
Ah. just won't do, I guess.
Well, if you still have those wares in, say, 6 to 8 months, I'm sure I'd be more than happy to purchase some off of you.
Sure. Sounds good. Sounds good. Sorry, what was your name again?
Winston.
Winston. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. I'm usually I usually kind of roam along the mountains, slamming wares, but Meyerfell's sort of my hub stop. I live there, got a house there, so usually end up there for quite a bit of time out of the year.
A house. Do you have a family to go home to?
Oh yeah, I do. I have a husband and 2 kids.
Winston nods.
About oh yeah, I was about to say they look like they're probably about the age of your little guy over there. Meeples is just kind of scratching his butt.
I'm trying to think. Like, Meeples would be like hundreds of years old, so Winston would just be like, how long do elves live again?
That's a weird question. Couple hundred. Is that a problem?
Meeples is 337.
Oh shit! He kind of like walks over, and Meeples has like a little like juice box he's holding, and just what? Hey, back off, guy! He kind of like takes a kung fu stance. So I'm sorry. I thought this was your son. Is this not your son? How old are you?
He is my employee, and I am over 4,000 years old.
Roll me a persuasion.
Yeah, sure. Let's
Is
see
this
here.
guy slowly connecting the dots that he might just be talking to an actual demon?
Right. Gotcha. Yeah, you're 4,000, and your little son there, he's 300 and something. Okay. Very, very fun. Very fun. Make fun of the merchant. See how it is. No problem. It's very uncomfortably quiet.
Winston would look at him. Oh. Wait, hang on. Let me roll an insight. Roll an insight.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He would go, "Oh, you don't believe me. I see.
No, I
Well.
don't believe you.
Then it was a joke. Meeples is 30, and I am 217. And I'm just gonna roll a deception check. Which is the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
Hang on.
He's he rolled super low just now. Now that's more believable. Sorry, I didn't mean to get defensive, you know. Just stress. You seem like good people, you know.
Do they? And he looks at the carriage.
No, I meant you and yeah.
Hmm.
You seem like you got a good head on your shoulder. Good. You're the leader, right? The one responsible. Oh no, you just met them yesterday, right?
Winston nods. Not
Oh.
yet.
Ah, you're a big picture kind of guy. Like that.
Bigger than you can imagine.
He pulls out like a little flask from his jacket, undoes it, takes a swig, passes it over to you.
Winston would take a swig.
It's a very dry, flavorless, hard liquor.
Ugh.
And,
Smiles. Delightful. It is not delightful.
He'll take it back and yeah, the conversation sort of finishes up as you guys come to the end of your watch. And Winston, as you're heading back to the back of the wagon to get everyone up, you hear like a slap against the wagon, coming from like on the opposite direction, maybe closer to where the goats and the bisons are.
Winston will go around to the other side.
All right. Yeah. Rickmo kind of watches as you go over. He didn't seem to hear the slapping, but as you come around, you see a flying creature with a disgusting-looking sucker on his face, slapping against the actual like side of the wagon over and over.
Slapping in what way? I mean,
He's like running his body into it, like a moth to a flame.
does it seem like he's doing any damage?
Yeah, I mean it's starting to rock the wagon a bit. It's only one. Though.
Winston would like cock his head and look at it, and Eldritch Blast.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an Eldritch Blast.
22.
Yeah, that hits.
So that will be not the one because I don't have Bane on. Apologies. So just 11, and then the second one. 24.
Yeah, that those both.
So
hit.
12. So 23 total force damage.
Yeah, it just like evaporates.
Winston nods to himself and starts walking back.
And that's when hold on. You can scoot yourself back over there.
Okay.
You dust off your fingers, like a job well done. And as you turn around, you see flying from over the ledge a bunch more.
Ooh.
And you take a moment, and something catches your eye, like above them. And jumping down is a creature, and it looks at you, lets out this guttural noise.
Winston would just say, well, fuck.
Well, on that note, we'll end our session.
Well, shit.
Now you pissed off the mom.
Do you ever, so since we have time, did you the thing I imagined with meeples is like, what's that? It was a Simpsons episode where like a baseball player goes into like a carnival tent or a circus tent, and then it's like you'll fall forever. Maybe it was a soccer player, I can't remember. And then it's like he's like screaming and spinning around, and he like pulls out a camera and he takes a picture, and then he continues screaming. Do you guys know what I'm talking about at all? Because that's what I imagined meeples pocket dimension looking like.
No, but my mind got a good idea of what you're going for.
How long does it take to see this thing? I'm kind of in a hurry.
Well, it's hard to say, my friend. Once you go in, you may never come out.
Wow. One, please.
Ah!
Ozzie Smith seems to have vanished off the face of the earth.